Hey guys, it's me, simplyarirenee. I wanted to talk about living with chronic illness and faith. So, if you know anything about me, I'm on a journey to a diagnosis. I live with autoimmune issues, and I don't say I live with an autoimmune disease because I have not been formally diagnosed with a specific autoimmune disease, but the one thing that they know for sure is that it is an autoimmune issue that I am dealing with. And so, before I go any further, I just really want to say thank you to everyone who has been praying for me, has prayed for me in the past. Especially this past week, my hands were extremely inflamed and my hands were swollen. My hands are still, this hand is still swollen, which you can't really tell because I have little hands, but I can definitely tell. My left hand, it's a little swollen, but it's okay. I probably should not have put these rings on today. I want it to be cute, and yep, I'm gonna need a little bit of extra help taking them off. But that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for your prayers, and I also just want to, I've been wanting to record this video for a while, and I just really didn't know how to approach it. I didn't really know what to say, but I feel like once I start talking, I'll be able to get it out. So I'll just give a brief history. 2000, well, if I'm being real, I had my first symptom of an issue when I was 13 when I ran track. My knee would just swell up, and the doctors just said it was overworked, and that was that. I was 16. I'd moved to the States by that time, and I was in boot camp for JROTC, and the exact same thing happened, and the doctor said the same thing. It's probably overworked. Ice it, elevate it, wear your knee brace, you'll be fine. So I did that. By the age 23, the exact same thing happened, but that time I wasn't working out. I wasn't doing anything physical. I wasn't active. And so I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, well, let's do an MRI, and let's send you to physical therapy. So I went to physical therapy. The MRI didn't show anything. It just showed I had fluid, but it wasn't enough to drain. So I just went to physical therapy 6 to 8 weeks, continued to wear my knee brace. I was okay for that summer. On and off, I would still wear it whenever I felt like I needed it. And that was that. By the age 25, I had other symptoms. By that time, my hair started falling out due to alopecia areata, or is it areata? I'm not sure how to pronounce it exactly because I've heard it pronounced both ways. So yeah, my hair was falling out, and I developed a spot of vitiligo. And if you know anything about autoimmune issues, I have been told by doctors, if you have vitiligo, you most likely have alopecia. If you have alopecia, you most likely have vitiligo. The two go hand in hand for some people, not all people. So don't say Ariel said that. It's not always the case, but for me, it was the case. So that was that. But by 25, I was experiencing fatigue, which turned into chronic fatigue, joint pain in my hands, and my feet, inflammation in my hands, my feet, my knees. It was not a good time for me. A lot was going on in life in general, and then to add on top of that, these issues, and I would have shortness of breath. I guess one of the ways I can describe the way I was feeling, that feeling when your arm falls asleep or your leg falls asleep. That's how my entire arm felt. And so I wasn't able to really drive. I wasn't able to walk sometimes. I couldn't really get out of bed. I couldn't pick up my keys, and I was dropping things. Like that was honestly one of the first things I noticed, that I couldn't hold my phone. Like I would hold my phone and it would fall, and it was just weird because I could see it falling, but I couldn't move quick enough to catch it or anything. So I was dropping things. I couldn't open anything. If I was able to grasp the keys, I would put the key, it took forever for me to put the key in the door because my hands were so swollen, they were so inflamed, and the pain was a lot. And so I was really confused at that time. Of course, I went to the doctor, and initially they thought it was lupus, which lupus is an autoimmune disease, is an autoimmune disease. And so I went to a rheumatologist, and he was like, it's not lupus. It could be lupus in the future, but it's not lupus. So it's not lupus right now. So we got to do more testing. So honestly, my doctors have just been monitoring me and testing my blood, ruling things out, adding on things for about 3 years now. And so I said all of that to say, when I first got confirmation from my doctor that basically everything I was experiencing was not in my head, it was a relief. At the time, they said I had lupus, even though it's not lupus. I was relieved because I was like, yes, there's a label, there's a name for what I'm feeling. But then after that, I thought I was being punished. I remember the day I found out, and I was at my godmom's house, and I went upstairs and I began to pray, and I began to repent. And I was like, Lord, what have I done to have such a punishment fall upon me? Lord, what have I done? What have I said for this to happen to me? Lord, why am I experiencing this? Have I sinned against you? What did I do? And that was a low point for me. And I remember after that, I went downstairs and my godmother was cooking. I'll just say this, I have several godmothers, but anyway, my godmom was cooking, and she stopped what she was doing and she turned around and she looked at me and she pointed her finger like this and she said, stop it. You are not being punished for this. You did not do anything to deserve this. You are not being punished. This in your body is not because you're being punished. And immediately, I didn't cry, but I definitely wanted to, because it was like a weight had lifted off of me. Because I thought to myself, Lord, what have I done to have this infirmity upon me, to have this ailment? Lord, what have I done? What have I done, Lord? Man. So I went from thinking, oh, wow, what have I done? And I still have moments where I wonder, especially now, because it's been 3.5 years, almost 4 years. And I have moments of wondering, like, Lord, why haven't you healed me yet? Lord, when is my miracle going to come? Lord, what's going to happen to me? Why am I the one battling with this? People don't believe me when I say I have these issues, Lord. People don't get it. They don't understand. They think I'm faking. They think I want attention, but I don't want attention. I need help. I need prayer, because some days I can't get out of bed, and some days I have to go to work and I have to get out of bed, but it takes me so long to get out of bed. Lord, what have I done? Lord, why do you have me to pray for people to be healed and I haven't been healed yet? That's the kicker. Because while I was going through all of that, especially at the beginning, it was really, really tough. And I still have really tough moments, but now I have different strategies and tools and things that I can do and use to try to help alleviate the pain. But especially at the beginning, I was just like, Lord, people are coming into my prayer line asking for prayer to be healed. Lord, why can't I pray for something else? Why can't I pray that you bless them? Why is it everybody's coming to my line praying to be healed? And Lord, you're healing them, because it's not my power. It's not my ability, right? At all, ever. And so I would have moments like that, and I still have moments like that. I'm just like, Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need to be healed. But you want me to pray for somebody else. And there have been times where the people who I have prayed for, they needed the same healing that I needed, but I hadn't been healed yet, right? And so